Welcome to the Ecliptic Spiritualist channel. It is Wednesday, October 12th, 2020, and we are moving through this month, right? So yesterday, those that participated, we did some workings with Saint Philomena. So that visual is still flowing in today's energy. But let's get in today's divine guidance reading. This is a very good, timely reading, as they always are. But make sure that you follow each day with journaling and looking at it, and maybe sharing the videos with others so that it can be a help to others. All right. So today our card is the Three of Swords. Our card for today is the Three of Swords, and our confirmation card is the King of Wands, or we can also say in some tarot cards it says the King of Staffs. But we got an important message today, and it's a time and season message that will be beneficial for you or any of those that will come to listen to the message. All right. So with this Three of Swords here, there is a sense of where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Or me or yourself going from here, or you feel like is all at lost, or with me, which is yourself, or with this other person. Okay, so there's, in other words, there's questioning around the relationship, whether or not is it totally at a loss. There's been a lot of loss in it emotionally, but to a degree, not a total where the relationship is not totally dissolved, but it's looking at yourself and looking at them, and how do I work through this kind of mishaps in the relationship, disappointments, or even those that have gone astray in the relationship, right? Now, the second part that is in question here, where the divine was giving this to me, I always pre-pull the cards because there's a lot of information that come through. The second part of this Three of Wands is you have a person that is looking at this video. You may have a loss. You may have lost a loved one to their recent departure from the physical aspect, which is they transitioned or they died, left this physical body, right? And you're feeling numb, broken, and all at the same time. It's like a numbness, there's like a brokenness, just numb, broke, confused. And that comes along with a sense of loss when someone transitions as well. Okay, and that's a part of grieving, going through that process. Now with this King of Staffs here, this is, you need to take your time, okay, with yourself, and let your guards down. Let your guards down with yourself. It is okay. This is being balanced and showing patience with yourself. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to feel loneliness or bitterness, as far as there's a physical loss, or when someone's going through a transition in their relationships. There's always a sense of loss or grief either way, where if they're left, they've died from their physical form, or there's a grief of mourning, of separation from someone, or going through the possibility of the departure between people and relationships. And sometimes this feeling can be overwhelming, and you can experience all kinds of unexpected emotions. It can be when you're going through difficulties in your relationships with your loved ones, or someone that passed away. With grieving, it can bring a shock, an area of anger, disbelief, guilt, or profound sadness. It can bring in sadness. Okay. Now, sometimes with this, it can, when people are going through emotional stress with another person, you could lose sleep, eating, not thinking straight. It's part of some natural, normal reactions. Now, when it comes down to loss or some form of grief, it can be in a couple of areas. It can be in divorce or relationships or breakup, loss of health, losing a job, death of a pet, loss of safety after trauma. Okay, these are triggers. Even selling a family home, losing a friendship. All right, but the grieving process, there's no right or wrong when you're grieving. You have to grieve, and it depends on so many factors of your personality or your coping style, your life experience, or even your faith and how significant the loss may be. Okay, and there's no timetable to grieving. Some people just want to hurry up and get over it. Some people act like it don't exist. But either way, you're going to have to go through it. So a couple of myths in relationships or grief is the pain will go away faster if you ignore it. In fact is trying to ignore your pain or keep it from surfacing will only make it worse in the long run. For real healing, it is necessary to face your grief actively and deal with it. Another myth is it's important to be strong, in the face of loss. Really? That's just, we hear that all the time. And the fact of the matter is, feeling sad, frightened, or lonely is a normal reaction to loss. Crying doesn't mean that you're weak. You don't need to protect your family or friends by putting on a brave front. Showing your true feelings can help them and you. Another myth is if you don't cry, it means you aren't sorry about the loss. And the fact is, crying is normal response to sadness, but it's not the only one. Those who don't cry may feel the pain just as deep as others. They may simply have other ways in showing it. Another way is grieving should last about a year. The fact is there is no specific time for grieving. How long it takes differs from person to person. And the other myth is moving on with your life means forgetting about your loss. The fact is moving on means you're accepting your loss, but that does not mean the same as forgetting. You can move on with your life and keep your memory of someone or something you lost as an important part of you. But the fact is, as we move through life, these memories can become more and more integral to define the person or the people we are today. So there's many ways of dealing with grief of loss. Myself as well, I just lost a very close family member in the end of April. And so I take myself through a grieving process as well. And there's so many different ways that we respond. But when you learn to go through grief of a relationships or someone departing from you, there's no timetable, but you have to do what? Take it easy on yourself first. That means self-love and taking it easy on you first. Okay? And not kind of trying to dodge it, you know. So on this Wednesday of August the 12th at 9:46 early this morning Eastern Standard Time, in the remaining the sign, Moon enters into Gemini and it's going to remain there through this Friday. You can bet there's going to be a lot of conversation and a lot of dialogue going on. So if you have something you need to talk out with somebody over the next 3 days, this will help. It will help you. Okay, so go on and dialogue, share with yourself, be open with others. Myself as well. I know this is going on because a lot of dialogue is going on within myself and in my home, as well as entering in myself dealing with entering in virtual school for my little one. This is a very big topic in my inner self and how I will adjust with this process and knowing that this is an adjustment again due to the pandemic. But what we do in adjustments in every aspect of our life and take it one day at a time as best as we can and talking it out. Find someone that understands the same that you feel about something. Okay, so in saying that, I hope this resonates with you today. Please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook as well. Click the wiggly bell for notifications. We offer intuitive readings that will save your life. We do book up very quickly throughout this month, so you can go to our website and do that there. as well. We offer spell work in many areas of your life. Always keep in mind that we work with the God, the goddesses, spirit guides, and angels. Okay, so ultimately, I'm being used as a vessel for them to do the work along with me. Okay, you should also take action with maybe joining our Patreon account, with diving deep, with stretching yourself in your sacred time. And so, in saying that, I love you each and every day. Dig deep in yourself. Trust and believe in you always. See you next time. Bye bye.